Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jules with a special video of tier lists. So I've seen a lot of videos of people making tier lists of either characters that they like, video games, food, or anything. So I decided why not make my own tier list, but of Yuri on Ice and every single character that's ever been in the show. So first up is Pidget. So Pidget is an insanely adorable character. He definitely ships Victor and Yuri. He's just so lovable. There's nothing you cannot like about this kid. He works so hard for his career. He's such a good friend to Yuri, and he's just like an all in all good guy. So Pidget gets S tier. Emil, I find he didn't stand out that much. I mean, that could be just me. He was a nice character and he was super sweet with Michelle, and obviously I would ship the two of them, and I know a lot of people did too. Because I don't know much about him, I'm just gonna shove him in B tier. Hugo. Okay, so Hugo is insanely sweet, and obviously with the first episode, within the first couple minutes, we all assumed that Hugo was Yuri's love interest, but then we see that she's actually married to someone else and she has kids, and it kind of played us thinking, oh, okay, it's gonna be a love story between Yuri and Hugo. And then Victor shows up and we're like, oh, never mind. Yuko's super sweet. She's been there for Yuri since the beginning, and because of that, I am going to give her an S tier. Kisashi. So he's an announcer on Yuri on Ice, and he was a big supporter of Yuri in general. And when Yuri was like kind of just lost all hope for figure skating and it looked like he was going to give up for sure, Kisashi pretty much believed in him and didn't want to let go of the idea of Yuri just going to the top. We don't see him as much, but I think he's a great support, so I'm gonna put him in A tier. Leo. Okay, I'm gonna confess something, and please don't be mad. I'm not actually a big fan of Leo. He's just, I don't know, some dude who skates, and he has no real presence in my opinion. I mean, he's super sweet with Gong Hong, and I think they're super cute together, but he didn't really stand out for me, and for that, I'm gonna put him in D tier. Yaakov. So Yaakov is basically like the dad of Victor when you think about it, because he's been there for Victor throughout his entire life, at least from what we know. We'll probably find out more information when the movie comes out, but for now we see Yaakov as a father figure for Victor, and he's helped Victor become the man he is today. So for that, I think he deserves an S tier. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now, but both Yuri's parents, they're S tier. There's no question about that. Like, they just created the most sexiest character there is. And if you didn't know, Yuri's mom is actually based off the creator of Yuri on Ice, Mitsuru Kubo, who honestly, we literally need to bow down to this woman's feet because she created this amazing series that even now, years later, still has us hooked. And honestly, like, I follow her on Instagram and she's just such a cute person. She doesn't post as much right now, but it's mostly food and her like just going out. She's just like the sweetest person. Kristoff. Okay, so Kristoff, I feel like I should have made a category just for him because Kristoff is on his own level of wow. This man is just so amazing. He's a great figure skater. He's insanely talented. He's always kind of been in Victor's shadow, but he's also admired him. He's Victor's best friend in a way too. They hang out like they're the best buds, and he's just a fun character. Like, I love Kristoff. So for that, I'm gonna give him S tier. Sarah. Okay, so Sarah's a pretty awesome character. She's a fierce person in general, and she loves her brother so much, but she takes that first step to create some sort of distance between her and her brother, because her brother clearly has a sister complex, and she can't really move away from him unless she takes that first step, and she does in the show, and I commend her for that. So for that, she gets A tier. Minako. Okay, so Minako is a pretty awesome character because she helped Yuri for years, and she kind of helped Yuri become who he is, helped him come out of his shell a bit, and pursue his dreams of figure skating, and she helped shape him in a way. And also she's a hardcore drinker, and I think she's pretty badass, so she gets S tier. Alan. Okay, so Alan is JJ's dad. So I feel like his parents are kind of full of themselves, but they're also really good people. So I'm going to put him in C tier because he looks a bit intimidating, and I don't like that. The triplets. Okay, I love the triplets. The triplets are so adorable. They're literally Yuri's biggest fans. They support him from the bottom of their souls. So for that, they get an S tier. Anya. Okay. Anya, I should have created a Z tier because she's a bitch. Okay? She literally broke Georgie's heart and she just left him for someone else. Like, what the fuck? She's gonna just go in D. And I kind of feel like I shouldn't leave Leo with her because he's super nice. So I'm gonna bump him up to C. Because no one deserves to be in the same category as her. Takashi, he kind of comes off as a bully in the beginning of Yuri on Ice, and then turns out that he's actually a pretty nice guy who's also a supporter of Yuri. He was mean to Yuri when they were kids. So for that, I feel like he should get a B tier just because he was a bully. Mari. So she's Yuri's sister. Again, a supporter. She's a good person. She's super chill, down to earth. I'm gonna give her an A tier. I really like her. Lilia is a very strict, scary lady, but she's amazing at what she does. She trains Yurio, makes him break out. Like, he literally grew wings with this woman. He would not have won at the end if it wasn't for her. And because she's such a badass, she's gonna get an S tier. Celestino. Celestino looks like he's a super good guy. There's not much of him in the show. We just know that he was Yuri's coach at the time, and he's also Pitchit's coach, and I'm going to assume that's how they met. I feel like he didn't really try to understand Yuri, and for that, he gets a B tier. JJ. I feel like because I'm also Canadian, I should put JJ high, but he kind of gives this image of Canadians being douchebags. And depending on where you go in Canada, there are a lot of douchebags, but it's the same thing with every country. Every country has their own set of douchebags. We have JJ. I'm going to put him in like B, because JJ's still a pretty cool character. His song is so damn catchy. The fact that he like wrote his own song, but he's also a narcissist because the song is about him and how he's amazing, how he should be king, and how he thinks he's the best. And like, yeah, he's super talented, but Hikaru, I think we see him only in the beginning of the show, so there's not much I can say about him. I'm gonna put him in not enough screen time. Guanghong is super adorable. I love him. He's from China, I believe, and he's just such a cute character, and he's so bubbly, and I wish there was more screen time of him. I hope there will be in the movie, so I'm gonna put him in B tier. Isabella. So Isabella is JJ's fiance, and she kind of also gives out that vibe of I'm full of myself, and maybe that's why she goes so great with JJ. We don't know anything about her. Like, literally, we don't. Except that she's JJ's fiance and she's a huge support to him. I'm gonna put her in not enough screen time. Joseph. So Joseph is Kristoff's coach and has been his coach for a really long time. I love that he supports his quirkiness and his outgoing nature, and he just seems like a good guy who supports an amazing figure skater. So for that, he gets an A tier. So next up is Kanako. So we don't know much about Kanako except that she is Minami's coach. So she also goes in the not enough screen time. Minami's fucking adorable. I love how he's such a fan of Yuri and how he just goes nuts in that scene where Victor is putting on lip balm on Yuri's lips. And you just see Minami in the background freaking out. He's literally fangirling. I love it. He gets an A tier. Victor. Victor's another character that basically deserves his own category. Just because he is so amazing and he's so, I want to say bootylicious. Because what else can I describe this man? He's just so sexy. Like, when the word sexy became a thing, Victor's face was the one implanted right next to it, because this man this man, he's just, we can't touch him. He's just amazing. He's perfect. Like, he goes in S tier. Like, I need a higher tier, but I have S tier as my highest, so he's going in S tier. Georgie. Georgie is a hilarious character. When he does his skit and he's trying to save his ex-girlfriend and he's just like all dramatic, like I just love it. He's going to go in B tier. He's just so funny and he's a great figure skater. He still has a lot to work on, but he's a great person. Yuri. Yuri as well. Yuri and Victor literally need to have their own tier list for bootylicious, for perfect, for amazing. Yuri goes through so much and grows as a character and literally breaks out of his shell, and he tries to do better with himself. He tries to show the world what it is that he could do, and he believes it. So when Victor gave him to do Eros, for him it was a challenge because it was so out of character, but he nailed it and it was amazing. So Yuri's just amazing. He's perfect. He goes in S tier. Michelle. Okay, I like Michelle. He's super nice, great figure skater, super adorable. I love that he loves his sister so much, but it's kind of to the point of obsession, and he finds it so difficult to just not be with her. But thankfully, he has a great friend, Emil, who is there to help him move on and do something else with his life. Obviously, they're still gonna figure skating together and they're siblings, but he kind of like gives off this incest type of thing. I don't know how else to describe this. He's a great guy. I think I'm gonna give him a B tier. Milla. Okay, so Milla, she trains under Yaakov with Georgie and Yuri. We don't exactly see that much of her, but she is an insanely cool character and you could tell that she's a badass. I'm gonna give her an A tier. Minso. So Minso is Sungil's coach. Again, another character we know nothing about. She goes in not enough screen time. JJ's mom. So I said a lot about JJ's dad, that, you know, good people, but they kind of give off this vibe of like, I'm better than everyone else and I'm amazing, look at me. C tier with the dad. Nikolai. Nikolai is Yurio's grandfather, and he seems to be the only one that Yurio, for a time anyways, is able to open up with, be his true self, until he befriends Yuri, and Yuri is another person that helps him open up, Otabek as well. Nikolai, we don't get much time with him, but I'm still going to give him an actual rating just because he's the grandfather of an amazing figure skater. So I'm gonna put him in A tier. Nobunari. Nobunari is a commentator in Yuri on Ice during the figure skating competitions. He comments on other characters and what they're doing, and there's not much else I could say about him, so not enough screen time. Yurio. So I like Yurio. Yurio is an amazing character. His character development I really enjoyed because he goes from this literally a tsundere to a tsundere still, but a bit more of an open tsundere who shows that he actually cares for others and not just himself. And yeah, he wants to crush Yuri, but he also wants Yuri to succeed. So that was something that's very mature in a way. Yurio gets an S tier. Otabek. Otabek, also known as Yurio's boyfriend by a ton of people, and if you don't ship them, that's fine. You don't have to ship them with anyone, but I could tell you right now, a fuck ton of people ships them together, and I am definitely one of them. Otabek is like this badass, and I love at the end of the last episode where you see the two of them together, like they're doing a skate together. I just love it. It is so wow. Otabek gets an S tier just because he befriends Yurio and he's a great support. His matchup with Yurio at the end of Yuri on Ice was insanely amazing, that people were literally melting off their chairs when they were watching it. I was definitely one of them. And he's just a great character. I'm hoping to see a lot more of him in the movie. Yuto. Okay, so Yuto, we see him once, I think. I'm gonna put him 9 on screen time. There's not much I can say about him. Sungil. So I remember him being a pretty good figure skater. He didn't really talk much. He was pretty quiet, I find, compared to everyone else. Kind of just kept himself, but still had friends. I'm going to put him in C tier. Stefan. So Stefan in the anime is actually based off Stefan Amiel, who is an actual figure skater, or at least was. He's a coach currently. I've seen clips of him just like in the halls dancing because he's just so into it. And whenever the people he's coaching are doing a routine, he literally does the jumps with them. And he's just so into it, and you could tell that he loves it. I'm going to put him in A tier just because he's an awesome person. And the last one is Yuri's Angels. And when I say Yuri, I mean Yurio. And you see them, I think, twice in the entire show. And they're basically like major supporters of Yurio. And Yurio is just like, what the fuck is this? And they put cat ears on him and he's just like, not having this. But they're major fans. They support him like crazy. I'm going to put them in at least A tier. So that is it for my tier list for Yuri on Ice. I've never done a tier list before. This was my first one and I made it myself. I will post a link at the bottom if you guys want to make your own tier list. And if you want to show me your own tier list of Yuri on Ice, show me on Twitter. All you have to do is tag me and I'm going to look at your tier list because I am curious to see where everyone else would put all the other characters. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is very different from what I usually do, but like I said, I kind of want to expand and explore other things. Obviously remaining with anime and manga. Please let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think? Did you enjoy this? Do you want to see more tier lists? I'm going to post a couple links at the bottom where you can follow me, like Twitter and Instagram. I have a Twitch where I stream almost every weekend, mostly Apex. I have a Click a Snap where you get to look at photos and I get some sort of income for it. If you want to support me, there's also my Ko-fi account. And if you want to look a really awesome t-shirt that my boyfriend and I designed, I have a link on the bottom for that. So click that like button if you liked what you saw, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification so you can get notified for every time I post a video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!